Differentiated instruction, I think, is probably one of the biggest misunderstandings in education, and it's used all the time. The word is constantly in the conversation, and it's on most evaluator instruments in terms of teacher effectiveness. Unfortunately, it's received by some educators as an individualized lesson plan for every child. That's not the case. Differentiation is about those subtle differences in the lesson and the standard you're teaching in the moment that make it personal to the student. It's choice, it's voice, it's making it flexible for the student, while keeping the standard, the focus of the instruction. Those differentiated supports, those differentiated outcomes at times, and those differentiated tools that students can use are all a part of making that manageable in the classroom. For example, when we talk about any given lesson, students could have a choice in which tool they utilize to show their mastery of that objective. It doesn't need to be a one-size-fits-all assignment. It needs to be a one-size-fits-all standard in where you need the student to get to for mastery. How the student demonstrates that can have some flexibility and choice. And obviously that shifts over the different age ranges of the student in terms of their ability to differentiate more easily through different tool sets. But what we always want to keep in mind is that when a student has that choice, they have a little bit more ownership of the work that they're doing. And with ownership comes engagement. We like to do the things that we've chosen to do. And so as much as we can give those opportunities to our students, the more likely they are to engage and to really be invested in what you're asking them to do. Instructional coaches are great as a resource for giving teacher teams ideas during the planning phase of different tools they might utilize throughout the lesson to give students that choice. Obviously, there are choice boards. Some do tic-tac-toe boards for kids to pick from different versions of the assignment that all relate around the same standard, but give choice and voice to the student in terms of how they go about demonstrating that mastery of the learning. So truly, it starts in the planning, and it starts with a very collaborative team with an instructional coach, hopefully, that's guiding the team through every lesson, having those opportunities for differentiation. Again, it's not an individualized education plan for every single student, but it is a personalized approach to education and instruction that gives students some ownership of the learning and some ownership of how they show their outcomes of mastery on that particular standard.